I'm getting to the point where I start quarter past anyway.
That was the start of the countdown. I should have said 5. We are live, everybody!
Hello,
Hey.
technical communication error there by our sound engineer. Thanks. Hello! Welcome back, and typical sort of start for us anyway, let's be honest.
Yep.
We're here for another session of madness and mayhem. Or motor and mayhem, to quote Finny on occasion.
Murder and mayhem awaits.
We had two of our members absent last week, a Denson and a Jadis. Denson went picking flowers and herbs, and at least that's what everyone was told. We don't know what he's been up to.
Mud.
And Jadis.
That's what I was up to, just mud.
Jadis was standing over the littlest of dancers, watching her scrub pots with an angry cat face. You know how cats have that resting bitch face? Basically that.
Yep.
I'd say more utter contempt, but your word works too.
Welcome back, Ed. So that's where we were with those two characters last week. Would anyone want to fill me in what happened with the Great Race and everything else?
I'll do the Great Race if the police boys want to do the police stuff.
Yep. So we'll start with you there, Ed, in the Great Race. Because you're Batman.
Yeah, well, give away the plot before it happens. The plot to every movie involving Batman is just, I'm Batman. But, so, the wonderful thing about, or many wonderful things about Kane, is their ability to keep going and to take commands. And so, Colwyn, aka Sammy Smith, made his way across the desert, ignored the caltrops that had been left because they have no power over metal pores, as a few people fell behind, evaded an ambush, and then proceeded to, I suppose the correct word would be, sacrifice the assassins to his god.
Pretty much.
Is that unfair? Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Another way of looking at it is because he ambushed the ambushers.
Yeah, and I remembered kind of looking down and thinking, okay, what am I going to do? And then I was, I've got a hat of disguise. So by breaking them off into smaller groups, disguising as them, and then sneaking up behind them, to be fair, my rolls were great, and if it hadn't gone right, I could have been in a fair amount of trouble, even with Kane. But yeah, every single one of them, only I think there was maybe two who kind of cottoned on to what had happened, but by then it was too late. And
really
now they feed
well.
the buzzards.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to track down whoever killed them with the note that was written there. And I'll need to do some checks to see whether or not Kane can actually sniff them out using the letter as...
He's a robot, he doesn't have a sense of smell. We've discussed that. This has been discussed previously. Because Lord wanted to use him as a bloodhound.
Oh yes, I do remember that. Well, if nothing else, there are other ways of making it happen.
Don't forget, Kane has the ability to see spirits. So if there's spirits lingering around, and they're feeling particularly helpful, they might be able to point them in the right direction.
True. But I'm in a race. I can't stick around to say, who hired you?
And Kane also has a second companion as well.
Can I point out that Kane cannot, he can understand common, he cannot speak it.
Yep.
But he knows how to point.
Yes, but the spirits won't be able... Oh, wait.
They went that way. Point.
Woof, woof. Good boy. Good random doggo barking at me. But anyway,
There's a lot that has to be guessed at. But yes, then he made it to the checkpoint. I think he's like in second or third place now.
second place, yeah.
And so there's still all to play for. Let's see what traps and everything lie ahead.
I was looking for notes on what that message was there. If you want to DM it to me, I've got that much stuff going on that sometimes I forget to make a note stuff.
It would have to be from what I remember, because I'm not sure if I wrote it down correctly amongst all the excitement, but it was words to the effect of expect to find them here, don't let anyone past.
It was just a basic kill order. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds about right. Nord.
Yes.
Sorry, Malcolm. And G. Kaplan. Who wants to give me a bit on what you lads were up to?
I suspect Tris has more notes taken down than I have.
As a note, Ed, take yourself a bardic inspiration, sir.
Thank you.
I'll go then. Malcolm and Kaplan wandered around trying to update people, get updates, and ended up with the idea. Ended up with the idea to go speak with Carrick, the leader of the about like the Golden Kiss and stuff, and they end up going to speak to Carrick, the leader of the Elven delegation. Delegation. And apparently the original makers of the sacred poison Golden Kiss kind of don't trade with anyone anymore because the
poison itself wasn't sacred. The frogs are sacred.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because the Shattered Hand went and stole it off them. Malcolm scared Carrick by showing him a piece of dead skin.
It didn't so much scare him so much as disgust him.
We did find out that the Golden Kiss, if it goes into the water supply, boiling water only makes it worse. And we went to speak to the Knight Captain. I've got his name somewhere back here.
High Lord Gavin McRae.
High Lord Gavin McRae. Went to speak to High Lord Gavin McRae, and he's going to post someone to guard the wells so that no one uses the Golden Kiss on it. Given that Singe Singe was able to produce enough to poison a whole city.
Not so much produced, but it was a smuggling operation, man, from outside sources as much as anything. It wasn't produced locally. But can you imagine how long that amount of poison would take to produce?
Oh yeah, especially from just a few little frogs. Carrick knows of no antidote, but he's going to ask around. Malcolm said a very touching prayer when Kaplan went to go see his friend Jen.
That prayer got him MVP last session, I believe.
Yes.
Good.
Darren continued searching for contacts to set up the thing.
It's not so much as a where or who, it's a when, and communicating with people about the when. But anyway. Push
and then Jacob, the Earl of Eastwatch, decided to take a couple of agents out for a pub to the pub and didn't 100% realize what he's doing until he offered the invitation.
Yeah.
And so he invited a few intelligence agents
You're
and
talking about Kaplan. He's just a bored nobleman.
and Kaplan was suspicious of the Earl. And sent for information. Although apparently Jack talked to Malcolm in Thieves' Cant.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Jack is going to send his sister, Lady Catherine,
Lady
to
Catherine.
Lady Catherine to the to the tailor shop.
Needs a new dress.
Yes. Malcolm was given quarters on level 3 of the keep. Kaplan is yet to find out about information he sent back about Sir Jacob and Lady Catherine. Malcolm sent a message about where Tammon's gone. And via the stone, the crownsman said, apparently he's and the response was, the last known location, he's in Dune City, but we can't reach him. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's about right. I think that covers most everything. So, is there anything that anyone wanted to poke at before we do the long rest and proceed with the next day in Dune City?
Oh yeah. As far as that goes, we are only up to the end of day 3. That only brought us up to the end of day 3 in Dune City. So we'll be starting day 4 in Dune City with the summit starting on the 7th day, I believe.
Correct.
In about 30 sessions.
At this rate, yes.
We'll see.
I think we need a bit of a fast forward like we did in Rivers Meet, in all honesty. But
days are passing. We've had events happening, and so I think all of that's drawing to a close. But there is things that is very specific. You can do the time skip, but there's stuff that you will miss.
Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud. Did Kaplan get any word back about Jack and Kitty or the Earl of Eastwatch and Lady?
Okay, so that night you retiring from what you've been doing, you received back Earl Jacob of Eastwatch is known to be a bit of a playboy, also known to be a very intelligent man, studied in Earl's Bay University. But outside that, he drinks, he carouses, he ventures. He's a bit of a playboy who doesn't take anything seriously. A typical bloody noble son who thinks the world's his buddy. He doesn't take it. He doesn't understand responsibility. Kitty, on the other hand, is known to be very stiff, very proper, a very demure and polite and shy lady. Complete opposite of how Kitty really is, but there you go. And that's what you get back about those two. Basically, it's a very thin portfolio, and there's nothing that is really stand out about them.
There is nothing to affirm his suspicions either way.
They do spend a lot of time travelling, to your knowledge, if their estate's run by a steward, very ably managed, or there would be questions from the king, excuse me, and the ruling council. That you do receive one note that they're just as glad that they're a little bit hands off about managing their fiefdom. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to do?
I really can't remember what I was doing last with my character.
Okay,
Never mind.
that's fine. I can bring you up to speed on it.
I remember vaguely blowing something up.
You
I think
when
it was the
you
alchemist.
snuck into the enchanter's shop, found a note that was a trap. It basically fireballed you and destroyed the shop. You shadow stepped or whatever it was out.
Mhm.
The guy that owned it was brought back to the tailor shop. You tried to get in to assist without sort of revealing your identity. We're told no. During this conversation, you heard him scream and were there and present and saw him basically wheezed like a grape with all of his bodily fluids just out of him,
Mhm.
crushed, and you've basically all left there to travel, take it back to the keep to investigate. Who Malcolm running that investigation with the absence of Tamond. Malcolm hates his job, as he keeps saying. That's where your character was left. You can either bring him back end of day 3, start of day 4 from his whatever side trip he's gone on.
I don't know.
Okay. With that, we will leave it there and we will move forward with day 4 since no one's brought anything up. You're all awake from a long rest. Welcome your new, well appointed room set aside for investigators.
Mhm.
You are led to understand that the room next door was Hammond's, being where he had been staying.
Yep. The morning he will exit his room and then walk over to the door to what is Tammond's room, and he will knock.
You knock. And you wait. There is no answer.
I tried the handle. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Okay. I am not going to do a beanie. I will.
On the other hand, it could be probable cause. You're not getting an answer, so.
Well, for now, I will leave the keep and head towards the camp and meet up with
Okay.
anyone else who's heading that way.
So you're heading towards a camp. Applin, you wake in the back room. You've got your shop there. Jeffrey pokes his head in. Sir, we've had to replace that carpet in the fitting room. It was completely destroyed.
Just blood soaked, magic, fire, anything in particular?
Just the arcane damage to it from the whatever it was that grabbed him. So with the blood, we had no issue with, as you know. It would have took some time, but there was arcane corruption on it.
Seems I'll be seeking out a mage about this. Thank you very much, Jeffrey.
We've had it bundled up and put out the back anyway, so we thought you might want to have someone inspect it.
Very well. I shall I'll head over. I'll try and find Malcolm, and see if we can see what he wants to know about it. Keep it away from sensitive material in case it's, I don't know, in case it's like transmitting or I don't know, something like that. But yeah.
Very good, sir. Would you like a tea or breakfast or something prepared, sir?
I think I better try and find Malcolm first.
Understood, sir. I'll open the shop and take care of business in the meantime.
I'll check in during the day. Not a
Very
problem.
good, sir. So you proceed out of your shop, heading towards the either camp or the keep, checking both as you go. Probably check the camp on your way to the keep, I don't know. See where he is.
Does Kaplan know that? Kaplan would have been told that. Did Malcolm tell Kaplan that he'll be staying in the keep?
Malcolm?
Probably.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
All right, so he's going to go to the keep first. Question is, does he run into him on his way out?
We'll get to that. Benson. Footsore, tired. Sorry, hoofsore, tired. You come back into Dune City. Pretense of picking these herbs. You've been in deep contact with your controller.
Mm-hmm.
And your main priorities. You've been given the main priority to discover this poison and eliminate anyone involved as a major threat to the kingdom. The controller has identified that Earl Jacob of Eastwatch is known to have contact with smugglers, or someone that looks like him anyway.
Earl what, sorry?
Earl Jacob of Eastwatch.
Write that down in your copybook.
Has he actually met Jack? I'm not sure.
You met him at the start of the Great Race. Yes. And you guys got along like a house on fire.
Yeah. Do I know where he lives, camps, whatever?
It wouldn't be that hard to find out.
Right. That's my first thing. I find out and then I go and talk to him.
Yeah. Okay. So you head to where he's staying. That's where you're heading. Jadis. You hear. Are you getting up early? What are you doing? Jadis?
Yep.
Are you getting up early? What's your character doing?
Yep. She's kind of gonna get up early, double check the camp, make sure the kind of kids have come back from the.
As you come out of your tent with the sun rising, You get up before dawn, sunset. What's your plan there?
Um,
Oh, no.
about sunrise, she'll get up.
Not a problem. As you're standing there, you come out of the tent. You see a cloaked figure standing, talking to Daisy.
I stand and watch for a bit.
That's perception. No, roll perception. You're actively watching.
Perception. 18.
There's something extremely familiar about the way this figure stands. You can't quite put your finger on it. Listening to the voice, it is soft, melodious, female. You hear Daisy say, "Yes, ma'am. I'll get right on that. Would you like some breakfast? Some coffee? Cave?" And a soft affirmative, firm, self-assured voice.
She's gonna walk up softly behind, not outright sneaking, but not drawing attention. Who is your friend?
The woman turns to you. You instantly recognize one of your tutors from the Bard's College. Green Sunendal, gold collar on, smiling gently at you. Been told that you've had some troubles, kitten.
This has been an interesting ride. I will not lie on that score. Do you
You'll
come
have to
to
tell
take
me all
over?
over it.
Or...
I am here to finish your examination. I am so
Wonderful.
sorry to hear about. And there is honest sadness in her eyes. And you remember that she was also one of his proteges. That he had a hand in her training.
He did it for us.
In spite of face he showed, he always was a selfless bastard.
A reckless one, but yes.
Smiles gently. The little one there, why is she sulking? Might I ask? A slightly abused grin.
Jadis looks at the little one. Do you want to tell her, or shall I?
I'll tell her, ma'am. I was told to do something and I chose to not do it and listen. And then pretend I got caught.
And then she lied. Or tried to.
Looks at you, raises an eyebrow. Potts?
All of them.
Good, she can help after this morning's breakfast as well. Serene looks at her and goes, "It's not that you lied, little one. It's that you didn't do it well."
I am going to ask, though, because I was not present. Daisy, you did security check, yes?
The guards did,
Gosh.
ma'am. Would you like us to perform another one?
If the guard had let her through, proof of cut will be fine.
Serene holds up a fine bone finger, wriggles, and you can still see the cut there, slightly open. And a drop of blood still glistening.
So, food or coffee? Which one
Both,
first?
please. Oh, coffee. Cave.
Yes. Definitely.
It has
Let's go.
been a long It has been a long trip, kitten, and a quick one. He
And
goes and
Jadis will
sits down.
shuffle over to the coffee stand. It has a dedicated place.
Yes, it does. Tenzin, you arrive at the camp and are challenged by the guards. Oh, no, you
Well,
don't
thank
arrive
you.
at the camp. Sorry.
No, I don't. No,
No.
I'm off to see
Malcolm, that's who arrives at the camp. Sorry, Miss McHugh is who's doing what?
Jack.
What going on? Go up to the guards. But gonna need to check you and see if check permission from the
He sticks
dancers
out
to
his
see if you
hand.
can come in.
Are you going to prick it, or
Is he a
should I
bit
do
of a
it for
prick?
you?
Oh well, the dancers seem to think you're a bit of a prick. He's been talking to Daisy
Well,
and listening
are
to the
you
camp chatter. He
going to prick
he
the
pulls out
finger,
a
or
blade and pricks your finger.
thank you?
Red blood. One moment, sir. Excuse me, Miss Jadis.
Yes?
The investigator, Malcolm Dawntrader, would like to enter the camp. You said that only with permission?
Him. Do we have any burnt coffee?
Daisy smiles.
Chocolate.
We can make some.
Excellent. Yes, he has permission to enter camp.
Okay.
This time.
Yes, investigator Dawntrader. Right this way, sir. He's preparing a special brew for you, I believe.
Yeah, I would like to try this coffee everybody's talking about.
Cave. I think
Yeah.
it's I think that's what they call it in Rivering Spine or something. I don't know. It's basically the tabaxi that's calling it that.
Mm.
But it's what we know locally as cave.
Right. Very well then. He walks in and has a seat by the central fire
Serena,
area.
watching this interaction between Jadis and the guard, raises an eyebrow at you, Jadis.
I just.
Troubled kitten?
None at all. We are all great friends.
Snorts. I see. Welcome to our camp there. Investigator Dawntrader, was it?
Right.
Do you
Thank
come here often?
I've been here a couple of times, and seeing I've been working a little bit with a few members who've been
Members of the dance troupe? What you have in
more
relation? What's your relationship to a dance troupe and bards? The bards here.
not necessarily relation directly to them, but
Then why are you here?
I've interacted a bit with a few other members who has been gathering in this area.
Members, you're either interacting with the dancers or I don't understand who else would be here.
Not members of the dance troupe.
Raises an eyebrow and then turns to stare at you, Jadis, and her eyes are hard in questioning.
What?
Is someone else other than our troops staying at the camp?
Technically speaking, there have been one or two. You'll remember Silver and
I remember Silver.
and his perchance for hiring out for mercenaries and odd jobs here, there, and everywhere.
What was it
I
this time?
am with a group, We investigated Honey Heath.
But Silver died.
Things happened. Honey Heath, I met good friends, and I was chased by not so good friend. Apparently, because things happened.
I see. Looks at you. We will talk later.
Yeah, sure. It is a story of the hearth.
Gives you a slight smile. Look forward to hearing it, kitten.
I look forward to you taking over dance troupe. Or at least somebody doing it.
I will happily relieve you of that, kitten. It was unexpected and sudden, I imagine.
Don't get me wrong. I am still grieve over losing Silver.
We all are. He was. He had the hand in training, not just training, outright raising those of us that were his strays, as the rest of the guild called us.
Yes, but I am not happy with his backup plan, or lack of.
Hello, Rogue.
You assume that you know his backup plan.
He assumes he knows his backup plan.
She just smiles. Be that as it may,
Besides,
Daisy, is Mr. Dawn Treader's Master Dawn Treader's coffee ready? Cave ready? Daisy comes over, hands Jadis and Serena cup of cave, goes back, pours another one for Malcolm, hiding what's going on with her body, brings it back to you. I'll get you some food as well there. If you, has everyone eaten? Who needs breakfast?
I need food. Please.
I would enjoy your meal as well there, Daisy. Greatly appreciated. Master Dawn Treader, would you like breakfast?
He takes a sip of his cave.
Probably the most bitter
It is.
hangover cure that you have ever come across.
It's quite literally, it tastes burnt.
I'll come back later.
As you're getting up to leave the camp, Malcolm, you see in the distance that going down the path, G walking towards the keep.
Could I just interject slightly here that
Mhm.
the dancers and bards were actually hired by Varys' family?
Yes.
So I suppose technically it's their camp.
Yes, but they're not present. It's dancers.
Yeah, exactly.
It was given to the dancers and bards to use. Technically, it's theirs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
correct.
Not only that, but as a kind of dance troupe, the only people who should be in the camp are the kind of dance troupe.
Which is why Serene's coming down on Jadis a little bit.
Yes.
Right.
With what the fuck is going on, basically.
Well, technically, we were the dance troupe's protectors, weren't we? The original group.
Yes.
No, you guys were hired for a different job. We just sort of like kind of carried
Travel
on.
together.
Yeah, you kind of tagged along.
Yeah.
Providing security as you travel. But it was never a formal sort of affair.
Yeah. Got you. Thank you.
Which is good because they didn't have to pay for it.
is what raised the other eyebrow.
Golder got to hit things, he didn't care.
So, breakfast, you sit there over breakfast, having a conversation with Serene, bringing her up to date, I imagine.
The story.
Yes. Malcolm. G. You call out to him, Malcolm, or what are you doing as you leave the camp?
He'll raise an arm and call out to him. And approach.
Malcolm is going to talk. Is going to talk in a. He's going to talk, but it's not going to be. It's going to be in common, but it's going to be It's not thieves' camp. It's like spies' camp or whatnot.
That's actually a very good point, Tristan. Is there anything in the rules for other trade languages or codes and ciphers, just for future reference?
I'd honestly say there is a Crownsman cipher that they'd both be aware of.
Right, so how are we going to address that in terms of crossover and meta?
So
and
the
what have you?
question is, Malcolm being an investigator, would he actually know it?
Is he a member of the Crownsman organisation?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I would
Well,
imagine
I would-
it's basic training for all Crownsmen to learn it so that they can communicate quickly and efficiently between each other. Denzin
Yep.
probably wouldn't know it because he's on a completely different,
Yeah. You're
completely
part of a
separate
new
agency.
organisation that provides oversight.
Yeah. Including on
Question is that I know thieves' can is some a way to has a way to communicate through body language and verbally. Question is though, the Crownsman, would the cipher be more akin to like a written cipher maybe, or?
Yeah, it'd be a written cipher, or I'd say something like a silent hand signal sort of bit.
Can I make a suggestion again?
Mhm.
Sorry.
Go for it.
They probably got the idea from Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
So they've probably done their own variation. They'll be mutually exclusive. They wouldn't be able to tell anything from either one. But the Crown's Cant, or whatever you want to call it, would be they'd probably looked at it, which is verbal and written.
Yeah.
You know, there's symbols and signs associated with thieves, and there's probably the same thing for the Crownsman. I would just suggest that it's a similar, but they're completely separate. So you can't know unless you've
plain
learned
language.
you can't learn the other. Yeah.
If I may, if Denzin is providing is part of an organisation that provides oversight for the Crown's
He'd
Guard,
actually speak it.
he would know it.
Yes.
Oh, that's a point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
would
can't
have
provide
learned it
oversight on
sooner.
something you don't know.
Yeah.
Good point.
As we've discovered with the NHS. Fucking idiots.
Yes.
Anyway.
No, you'd be fully aware of
Right.
Brown's word.
It's not there. It's just sorting this out now. Make it easier later.
Yeah. Set the rules for it. But
So,
I
Kaplan,
honestly
what
think
is it you're saying?
Yes.
Can we have a name for it so we can add a specialist
Just
language
Crown's
to our
word.
characters? Crown's word.
Crown's word.
The Crownsman cipher?
Yeah, just Crownsman cipher, something simple. It wouldn't have a specific
Speech.
name because it's never brought up outside being taught. You know, something you don't talk about is hidden. Something that's not made a note of is less likely to be discovered. So it's not actually recorded or called anything as such.
Right.
To, keep it as secret as possible. So Kaplan, Malcolm.
All right. Kaplan's going to say, so, Jeffrey tells me that the rug has some kind of arcane residue. Yeah. do you have a mage I should get it sent to for testing, or I believe we still need to speak to a mage about all this.
Well, we might be able to get hold of one. I don't really know any like mages myself in this city, as I am rather new to this city.
Kaplan would probably know mages.
I believe there is I believe there are a few mages in the I believe there are a few mages in the keep. One of them is probably grieving and by Rand's side right now, but there's got to be there's got to be someone else. I'm guessing.
Probably reach out to our organization.
I think this is more I think this can be done on an official line through. I think this can be done officially through the Dune City thing, rather than them sending someone down who's a proper mage. I don't believe there are any full-time mages in my shop.
Very well.
I'm guessing there's not.
Don't know what's Jeffrey.
I'm guessing he's. I don't know. I've never really thought about this.
Good point, actually.
Make it up.
It's a bard.
Well, you'd probably have a few skills kicking about, and some of them probably would be magically orientated. Whether they're a mage of sufficient power to do it, I don't know.
It would make sense for a spy cell to actually have a varying degree of skill set. So I'd say you would have brought a mage with you.
Make up a name for them.
You could
Even if
Jeffrey be a sorcerer or a wizard.
I mean, even if he weren't one, I mean, there's a rather big sort of important meeting happening here, and you would imagine the organization would have other agents posted in the area just because of that.
All right. We're getting off track here. Because Jeffrey identified it as having some kind of arcane residue, I'm going to say Jeffrey is at least some level of mage.
So wizard or sorcerer, dude.
I'm not
Probably
really
wizard.
that. I'm really not.
He's a book nerd. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be more likely him being a wizard and book learned than a sorcerer, because sorcerers tend to be picked up pretty quickly by the Mages Guild.
Yep, there's natural born talent.
Yeah.
Hey, then Jeffrey the wizard. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
No, we've got an audience for that.
Hi, Rogue.
Anyway, you guys back to your conversation as to what you want to do there.
Well, I guess we go ask Jeffrey exactly what kind of magic this is, and worst case scenario, you can. In worst case scenario, you can outsource this as part of the official investigation.
Very well. Wouldn't mind some food on the way.
As far as
and a cup of coffee.
As far as that goes, I know an excellent an excellent place with a dragonborn, an excellent place with a dragonborn, and yes, yes, and sort of because they have the best, and they have the best coffer there.
Good. Need to wash this taste out of my mouth.
Sorry, Kohi, he says.
Are they?
I believe Kohi is how they'd say it in Saisei.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. He worked in Sizay for God knows how many years, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, he's
wrinkle.
been over there for a good 15, 20 years or something now, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
The extent that he's Indolord's one of his closest friends from having worked with him for so long.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys start towards his Dragonborn cafe, as it were. Jadis is talking to Cyrene, Denton. You come into Dune City from the west, winding your way through the streets, wide birds, guards. As to where some of the local nobles that have been here in Dune City have been gathering, discovering that there is a bar called the Golden. What was it? The Gold. What was the name of that bloody establishment?
Oh, where the guys went last episode.
Yeah.
Jack.
Oh, the fancy place?
Baker. Golden Coat.
Golden Tote, Tote. There you go. And you get that he's either staying there or he spends a lot of time there. Coming in, you see it as a very well appointed open air bar with tables in darker corners at the back, well lit. You see extremely well dressed Jacob beat up on the table, broad brimmed hat, tipped down over his eyes.
Go over to the table and give a bow. My lord, I wonder if I may have a word with you.
Romans lifts his head up, looks at you. From the race, yes. It's okay. Yep, I'm here. I swear I'm not hungover. I swear. Barkeep, hair of the dog.
And I follow him.
So you've joined him at his table.
Yeah.
He takes his feet off the table. The gardener, I think wasn't it?
Yes, sir. I am under some instruction. Something very worrying has come to my attention. As things occasionally do, as head gardener, I am asked to investigate certain things involving herbs, plants, and some of their applications. As I, of course, garden and carefully tend, I know an awful lot about the plants involved in interesting potions that people make. This one, I must lower my voice.
I swear it didn't work. It didn't make it bigger.
Don't worry about that, sir. It's more of somebody pointed me in your direction as they knew that you were in the trade business, and this was a good place to possibly start. This is an imported substance, unfortunately, a highly illegal poison called the Golden Kiss. And I'm afraid it's made its way in significant quantities into our city. And I've been asked to investigate.
That sounds exciting, man, and adventurous. What's it do? Is it a love potion of some sort?
Oh, good grief, no. I'm afraid the only kiss would be from, let's go with death, shall we?
Oh.
And a rather very nasty one. Apparently,
I'll pass on that.
it's a historic one, traditionally used by a group calling themselves. What did he say? The Shadow something.
It sounds like nasty business, sir.
It certainly is, and I wanted to
How
alert
may
you,
the earldom help you?
as I know that you're in trade, trying to track down these fiends that have brought
I'm
it
not in
into the
trade, sir.
city.
I live off the earnings of my fiefdom.
Really? Oh, I
Yes,
have
my
heard
steward
you,
manages it for me.
Ah, I see.
The most effort
well,
I make is chasing women, sir.
Oh, a noble task.
Indeed.
I was
I
just
wonder.
wondering if the resources of your estate could be brought to bear in trying to
Oh,
locate these fiends and trying to track down those who are bringing it into the city.
oh,
This is a
oh.
very, very dangerous substance.
As I said,
will
the earldom's resources are yours if you desire. I don't know what service we can be, though. I don't really have much knowledge of dark and dastardly things like this.
Well, I was wondering if one or two people had heard anything within. I'm sure that you do bring items and goods in to service yourself and your people.
Well, I admit that I've had a few things slipped in under the taxman's nose. Let's say imported cigars, imported wines, whiskies, dwarven ale. Can you imagine the tax that they charge on that? It's criminal.
Yes, I'm afraid I can imagine. I know what it is, and I'm as scandalised as you are. I don't mind a spot of that stuff myself, if I'm being absolutely honest with you.
I'll keep.
Although my head doesn't thank me afterwards.
A round of dwarven whiskey.
Oh, good grief!
Mine doesn't even.
Is it dwarven brandy or whiskey? Because
dwarven brandy. Sorry.
A round of healing potions.
Well,
he's talking about dwarven whiskey. That's it. But if you prefer, would you prefer dwarven brandy or whiskey? Easy enough to get some.
I'd have to go for the brandy. I'm afraid, sir.
Dwarven whiskey for me, sir, and dwarven brandy for my Bloodhorn friend here.
You're very kind, my lord.
Yeah, the tax on the brandy's not so bad. It's a whiskey.
Well,
the damn stuff is so expensive as it is.
There may be reasons for that.
Oh,
given some of the effects, perhaps.
He's like, as I said, sir. He raises the glass. Care of the dog that bit me last night.
Absolutely. Cheers. Down the hatch.
If only we knew what was going on inside Jack's head right now.
Like, who the fuck's this partner?
No. More the fact that, like, this is the second day I've had this exact conversation.
Jack is a noble playboy, and you know nothing more. Except you, Malcolm.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean,
do I not know any more of this?
No, he hasn't told you who he is.
Did
You're
my
just a random.
The organization doesn't know it either.
The organization didn't say anything about him being the king of thieves, other than the fact that apparently he knows some smugglers, and he's admitted such about having dwarven whiskey smuggled in.
I think I will be asking my team back home for a lot more information on Jack. Full information, please, about this man. Because, yeah, I suspect, I don't know, but does Denzin speak Thieves' Cant? I'm not sure he can.
Probably not. It tends to be a rogue class.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a very thing for a non-rogue to have. I can understand an investigator having it from just sheer immersion into hunting that world. You'd pick up bits and pieces.
But considering Denzin's thing, he'd only know the Crownsman can't stuff word.
Right. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
as long as you know
the,
you've got it.
He probably would possibly ask for a primer on Thieves' Cant. Following
someone that
this.
knows it.
Yeah.
Has Jack said anything that has made? Hold up, Phil. Has Jack said anything that has made you suspicious yet?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're another paranoid character. You're as bad as Buddy T. Kaplan.
He's not paranoid. He's curious because he's getting the feeling that Jack doesn't have anything to do with this stuff getting in, and would probably quite like to.
Not really. He just went by the name of it as a, oh, that sounds quite exciting. Until you told him what it did.
Yeah.
He pretended to have no knowledge of what it was.
True, but he knows smugglers, and that's a red flag straight away.
He doesn't want to pay full price for bloody whiskey. Damn it.
Of course he doesn't. But the point is that he knows people. That's the key thing that Denzin got from that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway.
He just goes, anyway, in the lower voice.
Can I point out something here that might be useful?
Go on.
Insight. You can roll it.
I know.
Thanks, Kat.
Anyway, my lord, would there be any way of sending out a few feelers amongst your interesting contacts which have managed you to bring in tastier morsels?
Hey.
Do you think you could put out feelers to...
I can see about the man I get my whiskey from knows. Good luck.
As many of those where you get your whiskey, cigars, etc. from.
I had conversations. You're the third person this many days who's come up to me randomly and started asking me questions about odd things. I mean,
well,
the Taylor and the investigator last night, randomly chatting away. Dark, Dawn, whatever. Malcolm, I believe he said his name was. Good
yes,
chap, it seemed.
I believe I've come across both of those gentlemen, actually, in my travels.
Yeah.
Recently.
Randomly took them out for dinner. They were, so exciting. I'm sponsoring the... Hey? Oh, who cares about them? I was there because I was sponsoring the mechanical dog that's racing in the Great Race. If you remember.
Yes. Mr. Smith, I believe the jockey's name
Sam
is?
Smith, yes.
Yes.
Second place. We've got this.
Oh, he's doing so well.
He is.
Must remember to congratulate him when he gets back. I had no idea he was doing so well. I am.
I'll be throwing a party. I will most definitely be throwing a party.
Oh, well, if you need any herbs, spices, flowers, etc., I'm sure I can supply a few if you need them.
Oh, I don't do those sort of things. Those,
including
any sort of makes a sort of air quotation marks spices, sir. Won't have anything to do with those.
I could provide you with a few hangover cures should they be necessary.
Oh, that would be delightful. So the
herbs and spices, sir.
Smuggler, the gentleman that acquired my tax-free goods was it elfin gentleman? Odd sort. Where's mushrooms in his hair? Name of
Insight.
Nalros Maleza.
You what,
Yep.
sorry?
Yeah, roll it inside.
Oh dear. That's only a 10.
He is telling you the truth.
Right.
His
What's he
contact
called,
is
this
a
gentleman?
elven gentleman by the name of Nalros. I'll send it to you. Screenshot, because slideshot is brilliant. Thank you, Nord, for that. Put me onto that years ago. There you go. Screenshot.
Oh, the light shot?
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome.
Where's that appeared now?
Okay.
Got it.
I believe he is set up a he's just arrived from Elds Bay. He's not laughs. That's where the whiskey I was drinking came from. I believe he might still be down at the Caravanserai, down south of at the southern edge of Dune City.
Mm-hmm.
Has a little dragon person working with him, Zem Heatscale.
Right.
One of those kobolds, I believe they're
see.
called, from Sisei.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they both said they're from that way. I don't really know. I don't really deal with them other than to receive my whiskey.
Insight.
Roll it.
That would be
Doesn't
20.
have he's straight up telling you the truth. He doesn't deal with these guys except to receive tax-free whiskey.
Right. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Does Denzin know who Colwyn works for?
I don't believe so.
The
I
old
don't think
trade?
you've had.
The only personnel I think that he's mentioned, Jack too, has been NPCs. He hasn't talked to the group. He said, "I've got to go off and do it."
Outside Galda, who isn't there anymore.
Hmm.
The only
Yeah.
ones that are
Who
aware of
actually met Jack?
Jack is Malcolm, I believe, who's aware who Jack and Jacob really are.
I believe Tanya is aware of his connection to Jack, but she doesn't know exactly what Jack is.
Nope. And yeah, had a fair idea who the Crownsmen were, and Roger St. James.
she was lucky in discovering that.
Right. Well, sir, as I say, if I can aid you with a hangover cures, I'll have a word with a few people and get them to send them to you.
That would be magnificent. If you could give me a sample for my gardener my groundskeeper to grow, that would be even better.
I'll see what I can do. I might be able to put together some cuttings.
You are so blessed.
And the recipe. Oh, no trouble at all. Right. So I find this gentleman down in the south of the city.
South at the Caravanserai.
Yes.
Leaving where they can leave south or west towards the interior. South towards a river, the docks there, or west into the interior of the kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I can. I think he'll probably still be there. I would have thought.
Most likely. You understand that my earldom borders on Dune City here. Technically, it would normally be part of my earldom, but it is under direct crown control, obviously.
I see.
So,
I shall go and have a word with this gentleman, and don't worry.
I'll leave you to it.
I appreciate the dwarven brandy. I'm
Oh.
not trying to stop. I'm not trying to stop that. Just this poison.
I appreciate it.
As I say,
appreciate it.
it's a great danger to people. So I've
Well,
been asked to use
Brandy,
my knowledge of
he
these
looks up
things.
at you, his eyes red rimmed, and Dwarven Brandy is very much a danger to people. I agree.
And Tenzin actually does laugh. Yes, I shall not be stopping the dwarven brandy, but definitely this poison if I can. I must. The safety of the people is paramount.
Oh, yes, sir, yes.
Thank you for your aid.
Insight is general insight on you, and just a general feel of a 15 as to why the hell a gardener is asking these sort of questions.
Damn it. Well, he's already told him why.
Yeah, he is suspicious of you, regardless.
He's suspicious of everybody. Everybody's suspicious of
Everybody's
everybody. in this
suspicious of
country.
everybody.
What's the opposed roll? Sorry, I can't remember what it is.
Deception, man.
Deception.
You've got it there.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, bullshit. Unless you're spending a thing. Weird that
Yes, I am. Yeah.
gardeners are asking
That
him
was,
this,
that was,
and
that was a
he's kind of
16.
so that's your reroll.
He's an expert. He's an. I just re-rolled and it was a 16.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's your reroll that you had there.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah,
It's gone. It was going to go at the end of the episode anyway, so
Yeah.
I may as well use it now.
Yeah.
He's an absolute expert on herb spices, what's used in potions, things like that, from supplying people.
It's understandable that you'd be asked to investigate a concoction and to source what supply are in it.
How to stop it.
Yeah, he understands completely. Who else? Jack, and he's suspicious of everybody.
Well, yeah.
But he believes that you are nothing more than a gardener.
I see.
So, Jack, we'll just go with that. So you take your leave there, and hold one.
Yeah.
Good morning.
And yes, I'm going to head towards the caravanserai.
Yep.
I was actually going to ask for a very brief break before we come to me. So
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we can
go from that.
We can go do that. Back at quarter 2, guys. That gives you all plenty of time.
I'm going for coffee.
Just
Yep.
imagine if Kaplan, Malcolm, and Denzin actually had a conversation together. They would have realized they were investigating the same fucking thing and talking to the same fucking people.
You mean departments don't communicate with each other when they could be sharing it? Yeah. Even I think the other thing that even Interpol has that issue.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Good idea, but
Welcome back. See how much better that works when you give it a countdown rather than a random comment that you don't really realise is that, oh shit, that's when the countdown's meant to start.
Yes, and it also works out great when I unhit the pause button as well.
Oh my god. Welcome back if it didn't come through earlier. Anyway, yeah, neither here nor there. So we've got a bit to do with G Kaplan, not G Kaplan. Yeah, sorry, G Kaplan and Malcolm, and as well as Jadis to finish off that morning arc there. But we're going to skip to Colwyn real quick and get the first event for the race started.
Cool.
Good morning, Colwyn.
Good morning.
You come out of the tent that was provided for you. Kane following you out. It curled up that night around your feet. provided absolutely no warmth. Made your toes cold as hell.
Well, at my feet, not on my feet, there is a difference.
Only because you kicked him every time he tried to lie on top of you.
Well, it's the only way.
Didn't hold it against you. Following you faithfully, loyally. Bouncing around, excited as always. His canine competitive spirit fired up. Started with
Can I
Carve,
ask you a quick
breakfast.
question? Wouldn't his arcane core provide some warmth? And
He's still a lot of cold steel, man.
true, good point. Sorry, carry on.
Breakfast. Carve. The judges coming around, talking to people. One of them approaches you. Sir, we've been asking all of the races. Did you see anything odd around, it's been close to noon. Maybe a little bit after. A whole heap of people were found, basically. It seems like they were almost assassinated. Roads cut, etc.
Assassinated.
It's not. They seem common bandit. It's not. You know, if you did, it's self-defense. We're fully aware of that. But,
Well,
should be
had it
thoughts.
coming.
There was a pair of the competitors that I can't remember their names. Fit checks his notes. Frank and Thomas.
I can't exactly say I know many of the other competitors.
Well, fair enough, sir. Fair enough. But they were there amongst them and murdered as well. Doesn't seem that they were murdered by the bandits. So we're beginning to suspect that they were part of that group.
So what you're saying is that some of the people taking part decided to hire some outside help, and then whoever they were ended up getting jumped by someone or something.
But that's the current hypothesis at the moment. We're just kind of trying to find out what happened. Make sure that all of the race competitors are fine, that they're not injured in some way.
Well, I did come across a bunch of traps, caltrops out there just before that limit. I rode around them.
Right. He looks at Kane, lifts his paws, checks them. Yes, your man seems quite fine. Yeah. So, taps Kane on the foot. Kane holds his paw out and starts shaking it as he's holding it.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He is well trained. I can't imagine that Caltrops would cause him a great deal of trouble, though.
No, they didn't, but it did show that there might be trouble nearby. Horse goes down, rider goes down, people swoop in, finish them off.
Yeah, disturbing. We'll continue our investigations to find out who did it. We're trying to find out who might have hired them. Not saying you are. Never mind. Not. Just. We've got a question on everyone. You understand?
Of course.
Anyway, I'll leave you to your preparations. I believe that you're due to leave in almost half an hour. Oh, there goes first rider that was in first place. Good luck. I'll leave you to your preparations.
Thank you ever so much, and good luck in your search.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. Nicole, you finish your preparations for the morning. Was there anything you wanted to do?
nothing comes to mind. Ultimately, depending on kind of what, yeah, such out, cleaned, done all the necessaries.
Yeah. Jing Han has already left. The Bronze Dragonborn, I believe. You're next in line. Sorry, go on. You were going to say or question something?
Oh yeah, one last thing he's going to do is to make an impromptu cover and offer up a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
My Lady of the Night, I wish to offer my thanks to you and hope that the sacrifices made in your name pleased you and amused you, as is your will. I go forth now, the next leg of my journey. I pray that, if needed, the shadows hide me as your servant.
You get a disquieting silence and no response. So
Hey,
there is a
do you not need
trace
me
of
to... Okay, so that's gone.
there is a trace of caution in the air. You're not sure why or how, but almost vibrating sense of unknown menace. Whether it's from a person or just a general sort of thing, you don't know what it is, but you get the presence of sense of danger. Fade. So no words, nothing other than that sense of threat.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So you bring Kane up to the starting area. The judges check you, make sure you're okay. Plenty of water, plenty of whatever else you might need. Well, good luck there out there, Ryder. Looks at one of the it's sold there. It's been there to provide security. Looks at you and goes, be careful out there, son. Looks like there's something out there going on.
No kidding. I get the feeling this isn't the last we're going to see of this mysterious desert killer.
No, oh no, who cares about the killer? I'm talking about the desert itself. It's too still, sir. Anyway, judges. Anyway, you're clear to go when you want to. And a flag drops and you are free to race.
Yep. Kick Kane into gear, lean and whisper as a kicking.
Kane doesn't need any more encouragement. He's off like a bolt. Ours just that rhythmic movement of the steel defender as he tirelessly runs forward. Then, as you go, a whisper of wind slowly building grit in your face as the sand picks up. Well, dervishes. And it builds till that wind starts to pick up into a howl. You see, in the distance, no perception roll needed, as it is a massive wall of sand and dust in the distance. You are about to be caught in a sandstorm.
Okay, look for a nearby rocky outcrop, mesa, anything like that.
You're going to try to seek shelter? Okay, I'll need a perception check from you.
Okie dokie. Natural 20.
Perfect. You find tracking down into a gully, a cutting in the heart, and you get to a point of hardened rock within the desert instead of sand. Go down into a cutting into a small cave, taking shelter there.
Yeah. And,
Safety, security.
And you also
Preston, not now.
just going to say you feel claws in your shoulder.
Can we not? Sorry, man. I've had my line of thought broken. The hell of the wind outside. The grating sound of the sand across the rock, grinding it. You get the impression that even though he's steel and wood, that it could have stripped Cane Bear, let alone you.
Yeah, that's no ordinary
You sit
sandstorm.
there. Oh no, it is. The desert's known for them.
For the ability to literally, I mean, yeah, on standard flesh.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My point is that it's an extreme weather event.
Phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yes, seemingly randomly. Of course, it could just be that is due, but
Hey, Colwyn's paranoid. We get that he's a rogue. So you set up to, and you're not worried about the race at this point, except to know that everyone else is going to have had to find some shelter, so no one's moving in this.
Yeah, provided they can find shelter.
Well, we'll see. I'll have to make those rolls in a bit. So you sit there thinking, pondering, thanking your lady for the subtle warning that you were given.
Yep.
And basically twiddling your thumbs till it stops at this point.
Yes. We'll be right back to our hero after this dissolve to other characters.
All right, let me make a few rolls for the rest of the crew to see who gets shelter and who survives. Ouch.
Not that one.
Right, so that'll be...
I was on the impression he's been sharpening his dice.
That's a -1, which means that Colin is in the lead now. That ranking.
Sanded to death. It's got to occur.
Following this, he's got an advantage coming in. They didn't fail enough to actually get injured, but they've passed enough to sort of...
I'm just sort of picturing the "It's Saruman" moment. You know, when they're in the Lord of the Rings, when they're on the icy mountain, and they get delayed because Saruman just goes, "Ice wind."
Pretty much.
Gotcha. They pass, so they drop in. This is disadvantage. Yeah. For a lot of rolls here, 5 of them for
That's fine.
Bruce. One better than that, and Go will automatically pass it because it knows the area. Right, so I only had one failure in there.
Boo.
Well, if they're seasoned competitors and they know the desert, then...
Well, I'll go grey metal. the Knight of Sol patrols it regularly. He knows the area. It would have been that's why he automatically passed it. Like I said.
Mm.
Okay, come back to you in a moment. Jadis sitting there with Serene. What do you explain to her after everyone else leaves camp? The not dancers.
I take her back to my tent.
Okay.
All right, where do you want me to start?
Where do you feel you should start? What happened in Honeyheath for starters? What led to Silver's death?
I was already in Riversmeet. I had gotten a message from Silver that he wanted me to help with this. So I
Okay.
travelled all the way to Honeyheath, and there was something attacking villagers.
Nasty business.
He had said he would help and volunteered me.
Sounds like him.
Turns out there was already party hired to deal with this. So I ended up joining the said party. And we're investigating. There was a bear, giant ice bear, that was attacking the honey, the beehives, but not so much the people. One child had gone missing. I still don't know if we had actually found child. If they had found child. All right, okay.
You did.
Yep.
You literally did.
All right, yes.
Okay.
There we go. We found the child that went missing. There was a pack of dire wolves that we had dealt with that were attacking as well, but they were not actually what was.
Let me correct that. You found them in the Minotaur mine. Their child was in the Minotaur mine amongst the other prisoners with the.
That, yes.
That were there.
So we found our way to the ice bear cave, and the ice bear attacked us. And we killed it, though I was not happy about this, but then we returned to village and we found out that village was actually being attacked by minotaurs. And we found our way. We went to the mine where the minotaur leader was trying to summon. I have forgotten his name.
Oh, yes, the Thunderhoof, yeah.
Oh.
But
that
she was
sounds
trying
like
to
pure chaos.
She was trying to summon something. It was big, it was powerful, and it had all the hallmarks of us not being alive if we succeeded. Or if we failed, rather. So
actually, that was where you found the boy. He was a sacrifice.
That's it. So we went in, we stopped the ritual, rescued prisoners, went back to village. It was
heroes.
Yeah, maybe.
No?
Debatable at this point. So we got back to village and we met up with cartographers who were there for a reason. I cannot remember what.
No, you returned and the cartographers were on the verge of half of them being dead.
Who's telling the story?
Sorry, go on.
Thank you. But then cartographers were attacked by somebody claiming to be Earl Bay.
Oven Bay.
That's the one. Then he was about to. He threw a spell at Gertie, I believe, she said, and Silver jumped in the way, and it petrified him.
I see.
And then he removed something from Silver's chest.
Okay.
I do not know what. Well,
I mean,
he's been collecting these little core things. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're used for. Only that he probably should not have them.
what's your passive perception there, Fanny?
17.
It's almost an unconscious gesture, but Serene touches her chest when you talk about this, almost unconsciously.
The only indication that I've noticed it that she'll give is a slight ear flick. But then there's also noise outside.
Mm.
But yes, so we were then saved by Orc with the red skin.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And then we left to come to Rune City. Because we needed to speak with Gertie, and I needed to actually do my original job.
You need to do Silver's job as well at this point.
Yes, that too. So I am been looking after camp, looking after dancers, trying to do choreography, trying to do whatever it is that this mercenary party wants me of, and I am tired.
She
taking over
steps
that troop,
forward
please.
and she gently gives you a hug and goes, "I'm here now.
Thank
I'll
goodness.
take over. And all you need to do is lead the dance when it happens and pass your final examination."
I have not
Now,
had time to practice my own routine.
he steps back, holds you at arm length, looking you in the eyes. Now, you want to tell me about who these people are in the camp? You said there was a party there. I'm assuming that they continued traveling with you, or what
They
happened?
did, yes, mostly because I hog-tied them into it. But
Free escort.
would. We have Varus, who is of the Zillicent clan.
Our patrons.
Family? Yes, so he's around somewhere, but mostly he's staying with his uncle until this whole thing with the doppelgangers came up.
Okay.
There was a girl called Tanya, but I believe she is left with the group who is going to hunt down a way to fix rifts.
Varys actually joined that group as well.
Oh, Varys went with them too. Then, yes, Ice Bear was apparently kind of part of rift control. It is now broken. The rifts are
you
unstable.
see that she is just trying to process it all.
You wouldn't know by any chance a way of fixing them, do you? And she sort of like kind of gives a narrow-eyed look and sort of like kind of glances down at her chest.
Insight.
I knew that was coming.
18.
Oh, nice.
You are about to receive a DM.
Cool. Hidden knowledge. I'm not even going to ask.
But anyway, we have Guldar, who is of the Dark Fist clan.
Correct.
He is helping us, providing muscle, which we lack of.
Yeah,
And
well, he disappeared with the other group as well.
he was.
Anyway, so she looks at you and just shakes her
two
head.
new guys that have shown up who are associated more with fuck, what was the name of that guy? He's gone to Soul's God. Begins with T.
Hammond.
Tammond, that's it. They are more associated with Tammond, who is the one who has been investigating the doppelgangers, arcane construct things.
Okay.
But I offered up this tent because this tent is protected from scrying and listening in.
Looks at it, goes, Sulphur's tent.
It is a very useful tent.
Yes. Honestly, the riffs, you said they're going to investigate Bolton Open Bay's laboratory, his workshop. That seems like a very solid lead to me. She leans back.
But it is
Brown's
not only
thinking,
a problem that we have.
Blinks, looks at you. Sorry?
There is Assassin Guild. Hand of Shadow.
Looks at you blankly.
Shadow something. They like to use poison.
Because your passive perception is so high, that you see a slight twitch of her eye as you mention the shadow hand.
Yes, they tried to poison me through two of our dance troupe.
And
you will have noticed that
her face, she tries to control her face, but there is outright anger on her face when you say this.
So
those were the two that the message came through saying that they were exiled, finished from the.
Very much so.
Too lenient. Too damn lenient.
So now other members of group who had stayed, which include these two, Malcolm and G, are going along with Colwyn and Gardner.
The gardener.
They are all meeting to deal with that. And I am here in camp, making sure everybody has coffee.
She sits you down, sits down herself. You need to be out there. I have the camp. With me. We'll die before anyone hears her.
Again?
Blinks. What do you mean?
I think you went a little bit silent and she didn't quite catch what you said.
She looks at you and goes, "What do you mean?" And damn your high perception, you see that she is kind of startled by the statement and on the defensive.
Pats the shoulder. Don't worry. I will not say a thing. You owe me drink. Right.
Hands up and goes, "Your eyes are far too thin."
You're cutting in and out a bit, Ash. Is your headset fully charged?
Sorry. Yes, it's fully charged. I'm kind of speaking softly. She takes your hand, looks at you, Jadis, and goes, "Your eyes are far too sharp, kitten."
She takes my hand.
She takes your hand, gives you a warm hug and goes, You need to go somewhere, do anything, take action. Believe me, I will protect this camp.
Just want you to know, Daisy took it worse than any others.
I know. I expected. I never had any intention of having anyone hurt. Believe that. Least of all, myself. You would not believe how painful death is.
I would not like to find out either. But be warned, there are those that are creating these doppelgangers through arcane constructs. Only way to tell if somebody is real is red blood, at least as far as we know.
Understood. When I say the guards, the addition of them, I'm very proud.
Also, I am not giving you your bracelet back. It is now mine.
You cannot. The only way to remove it is if you die.
That is also not very... Anyway.
And it is all yours and all that comes with it, child.
I do not thank you for that. But my God, I have missed you. And she will give him a bone-crushing hug.
Takes you in his arm and goes, you least of all what I have hurt. And if you need help, advice, I am here. The burden shouldn't be carried alone.
I will say this. During my stay here, I have seen another tabaxi with fur like mine.
Explain.
She is representative of Snow Leopard clan. Currently in keep. I have been avoiding.
Do you know her name?
I tell him the name because I can't remember it.
Smooth Snow. I see.
That's
He
the one.
gently touches you under the chin. That would be one of your elder sisters. Not your elder sister. Second sister of your parents.
I have sisters?
You have sisters. The eldest would kill you in a heartbeat, as would your father.
But this one.
She... Tell me, does she still... powder her fur?
I assume so. After all, I saw no spots.
She does that to you, child, in memory of you. As a one defiance and two grief. As a way to memorialize you, she believes you dead.
Be better kept that way.
She like pats you on the cheek. It is entirely your call, child.
It will be better kept that way.
If that's what you want. But no one should be alone. Everyone needs family.
Look around. I have a large family.
He gives you the smallest
And the
smile,
stupid
and there is a
older
warmth of a
There
stupid
are
older brother.
and the stupid older brother.
I always pictured myself as a parent.
Or should I say sister now?
In that case, I would be your mother, child. I've been around longer, looking after you, longer than you can imagine. I raised
Somehow,
you.
some of all of this makes sense. You're still an idiot.
You reserve the right to be.
Right. So, choreography of dance has not changed all that much, except we've had to lose one pair.
I'm sure you've adjusted for that by now.
We only needed to adjust it slightly. Keep an
I
eye on
trust.
Jason. He is sticky fingers. I want to throw him at Tamond after dance.
Who is this Temund?
He,
You said he's an investigator.
yes, he is investigator here in Dune City. But is he of the Crownsmen?
He's a crownsman.
Yes.
Yes. He is Crownsman.
I take your word for it. I don't know him.
He was called away to Solsgard for something, but he should return hopefully soon. But he has been leading investigation on these doppelgangers and helping with Shadow Hand.
I see. So I'll look forward to meeting him, I guess, if he comes to question at the camp.
He is more perceptive than I am. Good luck.
I've had a long time hiding who I am.
And I have grown up with you, so I have advantage.
Exactly.
But
I'm
yes,
surprised that this is the first time you've recognized me or said so. And I've changed my face.
2 others.
Oh?
I
You
caught.
never said anything.
You were there. I did not need to.
Okay.
But this time, I thought I lost you.
I thought I lost me too.
Please try not to do it again.
It is never my first choice. But if I had to choose between myself and those that I was trying to protect, I would make it. They are far more useful than I am. Who am I but an old bard?
More than that. But anyway, back to yes. Jason is good dancer, would be better rogue.
Do you suggest we did he fail a test or two?
He has not failed any of tests. This is problem. He is
I'm asking, should he?
No.
Should he be given greater pauses, looks at you?
No.
She pauses, looks at you, frowns, goes, should he be given greater opportunity? Stressing that word.
More of extended exchange.
I see. Potential. Anyway, leave that with me.
Mary, youngest one, washing pots.
Yes,
She
you said
is.
that.
She has some bad habits, but is good dancer. She was born to dance.
Mm-hmm.
You watch her. She is very good, very very good. But no attention span at all.
That sounds like you when you were young.
I had grown out of that by the time I was 9. Mostly booby traps.
11.
Oh,
You
right,
were
11.
still distracted by it.
I am not going anywhere near that room again. Thank you.
I'm glad. I like my privacy.
Were they good?
Who good?
There was 3.
You've
Possibly
heard
4, but the
Speak, girl.
window was the
You
window was
heard.
open.
You heard 3 voices. You saw 3 shadows. I was alone in the room. She leans forward and goes, "Well, I've been celibate for longer than you've been alive."
Fair enough. It was still disturbing. You did not have to go that hard into the act.
It's, the more I present, the less people ask questions. The more disdain
Except,
everyone looks at me with, the less
don't know.
they query.
No, unless you get that one guy, I do not remember what he was doing, who swanned over and asked if he could join in.
Yes, well.
He was already taking off his shirt.
God, I still remember that nightmare.
How long did it
That's
take
all I
you
could
to
do to get rid
him?
of him. Not long. I dimension doored him out over the. I teleported him out over the bay.
He thought it was foreplay and you knew it. He was back
He
twice.
He swam back. I can't believe that.
And he didn't even get a pity fuck out of it. Poor
Nope.
bastards.
Hey, maybe he did. Not from me, though.
That innkeeper was pretty dodgy.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to that inn again. But that is oh, Daisy has been amazing. She is ready.
I will be about doing her gold class training test. Wait, have you done her interview?
I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
And you gave her a big hug.
I did.
Okay, I'll trust your word and yours.
She is more than ready. But
tonight we'll hold a little ceremony. Would you like to go shopping and see if we can find a collar for her?
I would love to go shopping. Yes.
I'll take care of the camp. You know what? You can find a goldsmith or something to make it fashion a collar. You know what they look like?
I need a new gold chain top.
Okay.
For my dance.
Have we contacted a tailor for any repairs and redesigns of costume?
Yes, we already have one, and it has already been done. I will show you costumes. There was slight change, but I believe it looks better. I need to show you how it's done. Oh, yes, the lights. We must do this.
I'm going to need an outfit. I haven't had
We
time
have
to prepare much after.
We have a spare because the two that
thank you.
left.
We'll see if it fits, and if not, I will have to talk to a tailor.
We may need to let it out on the chest area. You are definitely a lot more top heavy.
Blushes brightly.
And taken waist. You did not do a bad job on this one. Was it deliberate?
I have several templates. I'm always easy to look at. Huh? I can't remember. Honestly, it was one that I'd had sitting there for a while.
But yes, we will get outfit. We will go to tailor. You will need to be fitted. I will need to show you how lights work.
Okay. We've got a long day ahead of us from the sound of it.
This is going to be good.
Yes, it is.
And she's like kind of grabs you by the hand and just sort of like kind of just straight out of the tent to the clothes. They are off.
Okay, so you're taking her out of the camp?
Out of the tent into the camp, where the
Yeah,
costumes and
fitting
whatnot.
rooms and whatnot. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. So, yay, dress up.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
That was an awesome role play. Thank you. That was fucking great.
I already
Sorry,
know
carry on.
I already know my MVP.
Yeah,
Thank you.
me too.
Malcolm,
good luck with that, Ash.
you head back. Where are you guys heading? Back to the tailors to talk to your assistant, I think.
I believe we're going to stop by the stop for some breakfast first.
Yes.
I can just grab
a
sandwich on the way or something and a takeaway coffee.
You stop by the cafe and you get like a cave and a bite to eat. Heading to the tailor shop. There's plenty of chaos and the food everywhere. It's a mix between an actual city and a street fair. Everywhere. Jeffrey looks up as you arrive at the tailor shop, Silken Dreams. Ah, welcome back, sir. Sir?
Jeffrey?
Yes, sir. Why are you looking at me like that? You're not coming through.
If we may have a quick chat with you in the fitting room.
Of course. Let me get young Simon to watch a counter. And off you go to the fitting room.
Jeffrey, you said that the rug from here was damaged by arcane
Yes, sir.
damage. I believe this is somewhat of your specialty.
Indeed, sir. Would you like me to examine it?
Oh yes, please. Whatever you can give us on it, and
let me get my book, sir. Goes off, gets his book, has the rug brought back in, takes it out, kneels in front of it, mutters some arcane words, symbols. It's definitely giving off an arcane aura, sir.
Any particular school?
This, I cannot get that much information, sir, though. I do get a trace of, seems like it's something that was brought. Seems like it originated with rune magic, dwarven or the basement. A particular school, and he, I cannot point out, but before this one, points at Malcolm, cut, sliced into the skin. I don't know what happened with that. The tattoo, if I could get a look at it, I believe you'll find it was probably made up by tiny runes in a pattern that came to represent that hand. It's just a suspicion.
He takes out the skin flap and holds it out.
Looks at it. Very good, sir. If you could put it on the table there. You get it. He's wearing a very much, I am not touching that shit expression.
He puts it on the table.
Brings out a magnifying glass, inspects it. Yes, sir. If you look here, you can see the runes under closer inspection.
It's not a written language or anything. It's just like magical arcane runes,
Runic
right?
margins, yeah.
Do you know of any? Do you know exactly what spell could reach out and crush
Beyond my
something like that?
ability, sir, but it'd have to be something very high level. It could be something like a one spell that contained another spell until something triggered it. Say he was revealing something he shouldn't have been. There's a possibility he was not even aware that it was that.
Any like resemblant to a glyph of warding, perhaps?
Possibly that would make a great deal of sense. He looks closer at it. I believe that you have to understand runic magic is very dwarven and basement in origin. It's not something I personally studied. My school was based out of the new school at Summerford. Still fairly young. And I've spent a lot of time studying in Saisei as well, so that is where my knowledge of magic comes from. Majority of it these days is based off the arcane practices of Saisei. But could be looking for a magic user of either the basement or the dwarves, I believe. As he's saying this, Simon pokes his head in. Excuse me, sir, there's a lady here that says she needs to get a personal fitting. The Lady of Eastwatch or some such? Lady Catherine of Eastwatch?
We have Malcolm. I believe we have Sir Jacob's twin sister here.
Oh, I should go say hi then. He moves to the front of the shop and greets her. Oh, how can I help you, lady?
Are you the tailor?
No, I am not.
I need some new dresses. My brother also said that there was a man named Dawn Redder, that he had a message for.
Dusk Treader, is that what he said?
Yeah, that might have been it. If you could
that
show me to the fitting room, sir. Perception check as she offers you her hand to lead her back there.
Perception. That is
And she's
a
actually
19.
looking at her. You feel her hand slip something into one of your pockets.
Okay.
And you lead her back to the camp.
I do.
Not the camp, the fitting room.
The fitting room. I am just basically you are going to find this.
Are we halfway? Are we halfway on our way to the camp now? Then.
Don't. Your character dies from too much of annoyed 1d4 of the annoyed GM. 1d100 of overworked GM. You've got the DM there with error names, and again, same location that I was speaking of earlier with Denson. Having said that, he is probably just finishing his meeting with Jacob at the moment. This is all happening at a concurrent sort of time.
Yeah.
I've just had to jump around a bit to give everyone time.
Yep, that's fine.
comes into the thing. She sees you there in the fitting room. She sees the carpet with the stain on and goes, "Oh, if this is an inconvenient time, I can come back this afternoon."
Can I do a dexterity check to cover it?
Go for it. Sleight of hand.
Nice.
19. 19 to hide it.
Is that the carpet?
Yes.
Okay. She. Ah. I just need a few dresses ordered. If you're not too busy, sir, I need someone to. I need to order a few dresses. Would you be handling that, or perhaps your assistant?
I can handle this personally, my lady. I am. You can call me Mr. You can call me Mr. Kaplan. I am the proprietor of this fine establishment.
Very good, Master Kaplan. Normally, I get my dresses done at Crownsman in Riversby, but I've heard good things about your works.
Christ, she's not subtle, is she?
That is it.
No, she gets her dresses from the Crownsman. They are the finest tailors in Goldsguard. Everyone who's anyone gets their gear from there.
Yeah. And of course this says, I trained there much earlier in my life, which is true because he did train as a tailor there way back.
Oh, that's why I've heard so much about you. Could you explain why you were so talented and well thought of? And who's doing what?
Malcolm is currently leaning, as he's listening to this conversation, he's kind of like leaning back at the table, like look like he's like in a resting position, leaning on his hands, and his one hand is like covering the skin flap on the desk.
Yeah. At this point, Kaplan's going to say to Jeffrey, "Please, Jeffrey, if you wouldn't mind getting this fabric out here," and gestures towards the bloody rug he covered quickly.
So Jeffrey comes in, bustles around, cuts it out.
Jeffrey was already in there.
Yeah, he comes over and around to cover so his body's blocking anything that might draw attention to the carpet. He positions it in such a way to obscure it with his body. And then carts it out. Anyway, if you take my measurements, I can leave you the details with your assistant as to what I require. I understand you're a very busy man.
Oh, of course, of course. But for you, Lady Catherine, I can spend some time. As far as this goes, I'd love to show you. I'd love to show you the stock of fabrics we have before you leave. And maybe we find something you'd love.
She gives a little clap. So you said about taking her measurements. Perception with a disadvantage as you do it. Just from the fact that you are having to take measurements. And Kitty being Kitty, there's a fair chance of something there.
I would suggest that because he's been doing the actual tailoring, he wouldn't actually have to do the disadvantage, but still. 13.
She's got a freaking knife under her dress on one of her legs.
I take note of the general shape and size.
Okay. Just a knife, dagger, whatever.
No, like jewels or anything.
No, it's got plenty of jewels on fingers. Is very, very fancy. She, as you're doing the measurements, she blushes prettily. You quite got there, sir.
Malcolm kind of want to try something.
Okay.
As he knows her brother already speaks. Thieves can't. He does it. You'll have to give word to your brother and thank him for the company yesterday. It was a decent change of pace. In Thieves can't, it's translated to
eyebrows. One of her eyebrows arches.
Yeah,
company.
In Thieves
I would
Can't,
recommend messaging the GM if you're going to be giving a message that's not to be understood by everyone else.
It's fine. It's fine. It's testing out her.
Okay.
Yeah. So
she raises an eyebrow and goes,
"Just let me continue." So in
company,
in
are you one of the ones that helped him drink himself under the table last night? He's been a bear with a sore tooth all morning.
In Thieves Camp, though, it comes out as "Thank your brother for the information."
Yeah, and she doesn't actually reply to it, other than to say what she has actually said.
Okay.
Bear with sore tooth.
We might have been accomplices.
She glares at you and looks at Kaplan and goes, "Were you there involved as well, sir?"
And that Kaplan says, I did have the pleasure of being there last night too. Yes.
Unrepentant scoundrel.
Is he feeling
Looks at
all
you
right
both
today?
and goes, I'm sorry, I will come back later. I am. Jeez.
Insight because he knows that she's prim and proper, and for her to break character is a little bit off.
She's not breaking character. She is angry that you were leading her brother astray, and that he's been gotten drunk again. He's trying to curb his bad habits as well, which is stated to you guys. It's not out of character.
It's completely within the cover.
She is angry at you for helping her brother get out and bloody get drunk.
You got a brother hammered.
To be fair, my lady, I think it's your brother who got us hammered up more than the other way around.
Puts a nose in there. Angry.
Yes, but you helped.
Persuasion.
Yes, it would be a persuasion because he's not lying. Still, though, it's a 7.
Shakes her head. He doesn't need much more encouragement, sir, but you gave him the excuse, didn't you? You can roll insight on her if you want. You are a sort of suspicious bastard.
At this point, Kaplan says it would have been rude. Kaplan points out it would have been rude to refuse his offer.
I understand. You felt pressured by a nobleman. As commoners, I can understand that. He does abuse his authority like this sometimes. I am so sorry.
Not to worry.
Out there?
Oh no.
I will be more careful in the future.
Please make sure that you do, sir. And try not to lead him astray.
We'll try to keep him on the path.
She gives a heavy sigh. Waves a fan at her face to cool herself. Snaps at shut and goes, I apologize. I shouldn't. Can you forgive me, sir, for flying off the handle?
I can fully understand your reasoning, Lady Catherine.
Let's get this fitting done. I let my temper get the best of me. And off you go with fitting. Denton, you finish your meeting with Earl Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Start moving towards the southern caravansary.
Mm-hmm.
Asking around, you track down Nalos.
Mm-hmm.
Dusky-skinned elfin man, white hair, flowers. Some people wear flowers in their hair. He seems to be wearing mushrooms in his hair.
I think I might go stealth on this one just to observe to start with.
They are slowly talking.
That's a 26.
Yeah, I expected as much. He's slowly talking to a kobold sitting on top of the wagon seat, hitching up horses, looking in his wagon, checking that supplies are there. That they are obviously preparing to leave that morning.
Mm-hmm.
This morning.
Hang on.
Well, Tim, are we ready? If there's nothing else left to pack, sir, my friend. Yes, boss. All ready to go.
Pass without trace. I'm investigating this. Wait it twice. Right, there we go. And I investigate the cart and everything that's on it.
So you sneak up, dart in from the opposite side to where he's standing, having a conversation with the kobold. Yes, sneaking is one thing. Getting onto the cart without them seeing you is next to impossible, regardless of your stealth. You take a moment of their distraction to actually jump into the cart. It's high sides. Fortunately, it does not creak.
Yeah, I don't leave any traces behind.
Mm-hmm. You're still basically doing. Hold up. Let me finish. You're still trying to do something. It's basically wide open where they can see you if they glance at you. The only reason I've allowed it is one, the path without trace on top of that high stealth roll. You're doing something that is next to impossible here.
Fair enough.
They are literally standing right beside where you are hiding, and you don't have a lot of cover.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a veil of shadows and silence.
Mm. Okay,
radiates from me. So they won't hear anything, but they might catch a glimpse of me, essentially.
So what's Veil of Shadows? Look it for me. I'll look at your character, never mind.
It just says on the Pass Without Trace spell, a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection.
So basically, the shadows cling to you, and you blend in with the shadows of whatever products are in that wagon.
Yeah.
So, again...
It's not without risk, obviously, because it's...
Oh, God, no.
But I am at 36 stealth at the moment.
Yeah, I get that, man. So what are you doing?
Careful. I'm going to look through all the gear very quietly, trying to find some of this poison, if it's there.
So you are doing a stealth roll with every action you take here, simply because you are very exposed.
Yeah, Pass Without Trace is still on and lasting.
That's fine, man.
Up to an hour.
You are doing, I said, this is a high difficulty task you're doing at the moment. That's not a problem.
I know it's high difficulty, so...
So I want a investigation, followed by a stealth.
Investigation. That's a 12.
Okay.
Followed by a stealth. I can't actually read that dice.
That's a natural 20. Well done. 38.
20. 38, yeah.
So, delivering through you stay hidden in a way that very few people that aren't you would be able to manage. So doing so hampers your ability to search through the channel, so I don't get people doing distracting me. They hampered by the bill you're needing to stay stealth.
Yeah.
You do manage to search through a few boxes, checking at the labels. You find that they're sealed shut, and opening them would immediately draw attention regardless of your stealth. So checking the labels, checking the thing, and leaning in, getting a smell of them, whatever. You, without breaking that stealth and higher investigation, it's hard to tell what's actually in those containers. At the cursory inspection you've given them, you want to take a risk of breaking stealth to investigate more intrusively.
I think I'm going to have to, actually. I obviously have Misty Step ready in the back of my mind.
So how are you doing and what are you doing?
So I'm going to... which one do I feel is the most suspicious of the... You get a feel for these things. You usually know which one's got the dodgy stuff in.
Roll a wisdom for me.
Okay.
To
straight wisdom?
Straight wisdom to try and get a feel for it.
That's a 13.
There's a small crate tucked right up at the front of it, which, amongst everything else, if anything's got the way this is here, and set aside so not to draw attention. Got to be that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll investigate that.
So you slowly drag it towards yourself. Pop out your dagger to try and pry it open, maybe.
Well, I've got sleight of hand and thieves' tools, so I can use them. Can I see a lock of any type or whatever on there?
It's a crate that's nailed shut, man.
Is it? Right. So it's... what type of roll would it be? What are you after for this one?
Be dexterity, man, if you're trying to do it quietly. Sleight of hand. Stealth.
Okay. Sleight of hand first. Oh dear. Yeah. I am being careful, but that's a 7. And stealth... I'm doing it fairly quietly. That's a 31.
Surprisingly enough, you do get it open. But they don't notice you. Deep in conversation.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Inside it, you find packed with wool. Several files. Pale golden colour.
Are they the same as the vial that I've got on my person? Because I did get
What
one.
vial have you got on your person? Yes, exactly the same.
Yeah, I got one of the other vials.
It is. Yeah, I remember now. It is exactly the same.
Right. Oh dear for them. Really? Let's see now. Who's there? There's a little goblin.
You've got
and
the elf and a kobold.
The kobold. I mind spiking.
Okay.
With...
Roll your...
Hang on. I'm meta magicking.
righto.
subtle spell,
Mm-hmm.
so no verbal or somatic components.
Yep.
And I'm mind spiking the goblin.
There's no goblin.
Sorry,
Kobold.
There's an
kobold.
elf and a kobold. Yep, so the
kobold.
kobold, gotcha.
Wisdom saving throw 15, please.
And that is a fail.
Okay. Bear with me a moment. That's
And
20
he
damage.
is dead outright.
My blade is out,
You hear a what the
and my blade appears at his throat.
damn? Hey,
My blade appears at his throat. The elf's
elves.
throat.
What the Zim? What's going on? Oh dear. Oh, settle down.
I need a word with you about
No
this
need for this. About what, sir?
poison that you have.
Poison? Chill, dude.
And I
What?
wave one of them right in front of his face.
I
This.
don't know.
Where
I
did
don't
you
know what
get
that
it?
is, dude. I don't know what that is. I cut
Don't
things here
lie
and
to
there.
me.
People pay me to do it. I'm
Don't
not
lie to me,
lying.
boy.
I'm not lying. He reaches up, nervously plucks one of the mushrooms out of his hair, starts to eat it.
Insight.
You roll it.
Shit. 10.
He's just really nervous.
And I am
It's a
trying to
nervous
intimidate
reaction.
him as well,
Yeah,
actually.
roll your intimidation.
That's 14.
It's not a very high DC. He's terrified. I'm just a caravan. I can't things, but people tell me to, man.
This substance
Have
is
a
highly
shroom,
illegal.
calm down.
Having it is punishable by death.
Oh, God. The Baron
Your
said.
friend.
The
Who?
Baron just told me to. Baron.
Which Baron?
He gets me the card stuff. Usually,
Where
just
from and to?
alcohol and things like that.
Where
I'm
to?
taking this
Where
stuff
from?
to. I'm taking this stuff to Somerford.
Are you indeed? Where in Somerford?
He's going to meet me at the caravansary. I don't take it anywhere specifically. People come to me. I don't want to know more. They pay me to card things that they don't want people knowing about. I don't want to know about them. I don't ask. I'm just a transporter, man.
I see.
Man.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Mind
I just want to go back to
I
Sassy at this point. Yep, okay, wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom 15.
That is another fail.
13 damage.
Dead.
I hang on. Alter self into him, shift him into the back,
Okay.
and then just pull the cart back round as if I'm going back because I've forgotten something.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Hey!
And just
Where you
I
going?
also put the
today.
kobold. I put the kobold in the back as well, just all very hidden. So,
Yeah.
of course, dude. I'm off today. Hey, I just forgot a few things. That's all.
Oh, no worries, man.
Hey, I'll go get him.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back soon enough, dude.
Okay.
And I sort of pull the cart into a
Such
position
a
where I can
weird
empty the
guy.
bodies.
Such a weird. Oh,
Yeah.
the NPC.
Yeah. Got you. I'm positioning the cart in a place where I could pull out the bodies and hide them.
Yep,
So
let's
I don't
do
know
a
how
stealth,
easy that's going to be. But
sleight of hand there.
is it stealth and
So
sleight of hand?
just sleight of hand, man. You are lifting cargo off your thing.
23.
Easy enough. You pull them off, stuff them in a barrel you find there,
Mm-hmm.
seal it up.
I take the mushroom dude's clothes and everything else.
Yep.
Put them in a bag or a pack if something.
Okay.
Put them in my pack, so I can
I
change
need
into
you to
them
make a
later.
Yep. I need you to make a hold up. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear, that's a 6. Oh
Okay.
dear.
Good to know. I'll get back to that eventually.
Yeah, I suspect you will.
So you take his clothes, and
he looks at the mushrooms.
as you
He's probably
see
gonna know
he's
what they
naked,
are.
you realize that they're not. He's not wearing them. They're actually growing from him.
Right. So I look at them and then drop them back. I only pick one and have a look at it so that I can have a look at it and see it.
You've never seen
I-
anything like it before.
Yeah, but I'm making a note of it.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of drawing it and the rest of it. Because what I'm going to try and do is use various bits and bats or try and get somebody to make me some of these. But first of all, I'm going to wait around in the shadows, stealthed, as myself.
Mm-hmm. So you step into the shadows, disappear again, depending on your roll, and you're just lurking for the time being.
Yeah, crap. Well, that's only a 20 this time.
It's a 20. That's fine. So what are you waiting for?
Anybody else who shows up?
Okay. We'll leave you there then.
Because I'm hoping a couple of people turn up.
Mm-hmm. Colwyn. The storm subsides. Yes. You hear the wind dying down, the sand settling. It grows still, quiet. You emerge out of the cave, looking around for the landscape, the dunes, everything has changed. Looking around, do you remember what direction you were traveling? Let's roll
Well,
a
I've got
to see if you do.
sure. 13. I'm going to use the bardic inspiration. So that's another D8, is it?
Yep, that's correct. Which is lucky because that was a fail.
17.
So you launch Millie. You can't see anything where you were from down in the cutting. You get up, you look around, you see flat sand all around you, all trace of your footprints, anything that might have marked it, which where you'd come from, gone. Millie gets high enough, soaring higher and higher into the sky, and you see in the distance the camp that you started from. Very vaguely, she sees, even though you are a day away from it at this point, you can see it from the high enough vantage point, Dune City, which is enough for you to gain reference points of which direction to travel. She also sees the bronze dragonborn, sorry. Literally punch himself up out of the sand that he'd been buried under. Stands up, falls down on the ground, barely moving, panting. You get the impression that he's He's not too far ahead of you, but he got caught in that storm and was unable to find shelter or make shelter.
And that also means that his mount is probably dead.
Dead.
Right. It's about half a day's travel back to the oasis on foot, isn't it?
It would be about 3 hours. We tried to do
Right.
it in 3-hour blocks. Basically, 9-hour rate stay.
Okay, so he's alive. He's not going to die.
Alive. He seems okay. As you're merely circling, you see him panning. You can see he's breathing.
Mm.
He reaches into his robe, pulls out a potion of some sort, and drinks it. And he exhales deeply. And there's a sense of restoration as he takes a moment. Then he digs into the sand. Moments later, comes back out with a saddlebag, looks around, gets his bearings, and seems to take a moment and starts walking back towards the direction of the camp that he started from.
Right. Make
Sorry.
a mental note of that. You had a question, Nord?
Yeah, I was just wondering, was that the Dragonborn you said?
One of the Dragonborn, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The bronze one.
The one that had been leading the race.
All right. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, and with that sort of confirmed, it's kickoff. Got to get back into it. Coming up to the final. Well, not necessarily coming up to the final straight, but the final straight is not a million miles away. So.
A cold one. I need you to make a very important roll for me now. Perception.
Would you like one from Millie as well, or?
Yes, please.
Can I borrow someone's inspiration?
You can take mine.
Thank you.
Nord,
That's a
you're
reroll.
awesome. I would have given him mine if I'd Alpha.
Millie gets a natural 20.
Nice.
So
You get an image in your head, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Not heading for you directly, as Millie sends you with a wave of sand moving across the desert. It is large and
Oh, shh.
aiming at that man, that dragonborn that is on foot.
Oh,
As
Okay.
he moves on the
Very
sand.
quick reaction. I'm on the rocks. How far away is he from me? Obviously, I can't tell how fast that thing is moving, but would I be able to guess
a couple of
whether or not?
100 feet.
Right.
He's maybe a kilometre or a mile. It is moving fairly quick.
Right.
If Millie can send a telepathic message to him, just so you're ready.
Yeah. Would it be something like, "You'll see me heading towards you. Take my hand. There's danger incoming." I'm going to see if I can't get him to the rocks, and go from there.
Okay, so I want you to roll a Constitution for me. Melly will quickly be able to show him distance, direction, and the area from her view. But that's fine. He starts running to you, sees you. You see that wave behind him, that ripple. You're waving him forward. I need another Constitution saving throw. Oh, Constitution roll, sorry. Fine. So you guys leg it, running for all your worth, jumping back down into that cutting, into that cave. You hear a grinding roar as something comes out of the sand, but it doesn't follow you. And drifts. All is silent. The dragon bundle. They're meant to be asleep. Goddamn worms. You need to let them know the race has got to be cancelled. It's not safe.
Way ahead of you. Millie, get to the, telepathically. Millie, if you can get to the,
As a point of reference, Millie understands Common and Draconic.
well, yes, otherwise, yes. Yeah, I'm just telling her to go back to the oasis and let them know that the worms are worming.
Worming.
She splits off and start sitting there with Yang. Goes, they normally hibernate in winter, but this heat has got them active, it seems. We've got to let Dune City know that the Saisei delegation has to leave immediately. It's not safe. Else we're stuck here for the rest of the year. It's safe going sailing from Earl's Bay.
Huh. How about that? This in this sort of stunned and disturbed state on his face, because Colwyn doesn't need to pretend to have that, because that's pretty fucking scary.
I think we wait here until they send Leonin out to get us. They're the only ones that can move through the desert and not attract their attention. Or so the legend goes.
Yeah, well, you want to try and make it the rest of the way, be my guest.
No, no. I'll, no. I owe you my life. Thank you.
Well,
he gets on his knees and bows his head to the ground. So, by my honor, I owe
sorry, Ash, you're fading in and out for me. It's hard
Sorry,
to,
is that sorry, man. I've been talking softly. He kneels down, touches his forehead to the ground. Says, "By my honor, sir, I owe you my life. If there is any debt, way I can repay this debt, I will."
You're most gracious and honourable. As much as it pains me to say, I may need to call upon that, but first, as you say, need to stay safe, make sure we're easy to see, and get the communication out there. I've sent a message back to the Oasis via Familiar. So I'd say get yourself comfortable. And if you've got anything big, red that stands out, as you've noticed, my equipment is more to blend in than it is to stand out. We'll see if we can't set it up so it'll catch attention of anyone passing by.
Only thing I can suggest is maybe starting a fire and having ourselves a meal. Start a fire at the entrance there and cook some lunch. And hopefully they'll see the smoke.
True enough, true enough. Right. 2 seconds, I'm just trying to... Kane. Staying on the rocks, boy. I need you to see if you can get any scrubs or anything. Something we can use for tinder Follow the fire, okay?
Yep. And so he pads out, bounces around, starts bringing back sticks.
He's quite trained
After a
at
while.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I would hope that the dog-like creature knows fetch sticks.
I mean, Golder's been training him in that regard.
Yeah, this is true. Yes, he did. Oops.
And his training now in playing fetch pays off. Soon enough, you have a fire.
That sandstorm that picked up, that obviously we're in a desert. You're going to get sandstorms.
We shouldn't have been getting those in winter either. That's more of a summer thing.
So the temperature's off, which is causing anomalies.
Well, it would seem so, sir. We should have been safe as houses out here.
Relatively. I'm assuming you heard about the investigation going on with those bastards laying in ambush.
Yes, I did. They questioned me about it.
That,
Whoever it was, those bastards deserved it from the sound of it.
yeah, I get the feeling that that kind of unnatural interference is a mite more common than what we're seeing here now.
Yeah, well, yes. That I expect. This I've won this race before, and there are those that will do anything to win. But this, I can't imagine anyone playing havoc with the weather and endangering thousands of lives of my kin that need to travel across the desert. We need those livestock that we were waiting for.
Your rival, what's his face? Name escapes me. Did he make it back to camp yesterday?
The red dragonborn. And he says, and there's quite a lot of contempt in his voice as he says red dragonborn.
Mm.
Can we pause for a sec? I just got to check something with the stream.
Okay.
Sure.
Meehan.
Yes. I've got to head off at about 3:00.
What's the time
Just,
now?
That's fair enough, Ed.
So basically in half an hour's time.
Yep, we'll finish
Sorry.
this scene up for you and then I can sort of leave it there for you.
I think we were good. The screen went to sleep. I thought the computer died again for a sec, but it seems all good. Never mind me.
Excellent.
Oh no, it's important.
Jinghan looks at you and goes, that would be Mihan, distant cousin. Well, he pretends he is. Obviously, he's a red dragonborn. And there's a great deal of disdain in his voice when he says red dragonborn.
Family can be as much about as competition it is about unity.
He growls as he interrupts you. He goes, he has no family. Did you not hear me say he was red dragonborn?
Apologies, I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was that within groups, tribes, identities, those that the outsider, myself, apologies for that, might deign to be similar or, curse the word, the same, by your leave, will not properly understand the ins and outs of this, as I've just proven.
A dragonborn's a dragonborn's a dragonborn?
Not necessarily, but to the untrained eye and the untrained mind, they may not necessarily fully appreciate the nuances of the differences that are involved. I'm a halfling, but I'm willing to bet the differences between me and my other kin are less hard to come by than those with you and your particular lineages.
Understandable. Fair enough. I guess we
But-
wait here until. Sorry?
This is going to sound daft, but you play
No.
dice.
Yeah, I can do. I'd like to have a few games.
Well, you'll have to forgive me if I keep my sleeves up. It's the only way to keep the sun off, but it'll pass the time. Low stakes. Or we could always make it interesting.
What do you mean by interesting?
Wow, no.
Nice.
Are you suggesting a
Where-
wager of some sort?
Well, obviously. But now, when I say interesting, I mean secrets. It's just the two of us out here, the worms and the gods.
Okay. Don't know what secrets I'd have, but I could share.
Well, think of it as get to ask a reasonable question.
No, that's understandable. I will play this game.
Good stuff, good stuff. Now, he finds a flat-ish area of rock, takes a small bag of dice, there's maybe 4 or 5 in there, and takes a few rolls to test it. Take a couple rolls, see that you're happy that, well, you know the lay of the land.
Takes a roll. Takes another roll. Oh, I'm quite happy. Oh, I'm quite happy with those dice.
Okay. So, evens over odds, 6s reroll.
Fine. Simple, effective. Single rolls or doubles?
Singles, unless there is a even number of 6s.
So let's roll our first hand.
Right, so these are d6s, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
6 is a reroll.
I'm not getting a full thing on there. Man, I got a free 6 on
Oh,
yours.
sorry. I wanted to bring up the roll of what I had just done, and it dismissed it.
4 3 1 1. 4 3 1 3 1. 3 3 6 1 5. So evens over odds. You've got the 6, and you've got a 5.
Mm.
That round goes to you, I believe. You got one more. You got a higher even than I have, and it was a 6.
Mm.
Feel free to ask a question, sir.
Why is it so important to your immediate competitor? And he pauses, Hawks spits over his shoulder. That he's considered closer family than he should be to you.
He's not considered family at all. We
No,
bear a
but he
similar
considers
last
him.
name. You don't understand the caste system, Vince. I say I understand. I am metallic. He is chromatic. The metallic rule the empire. The chromatics are the workforce. The commoners, so one would say. And then you have the untouchables, which are the kobold. The criminal, say. It is similar to, say, a common man in your kingdom putting on airs pretending he is a nobleman. Or trying to
or a
trade
bastard.
association off. Exactly. So he's trading on the similarity of our names, pending some association between my family and his.
How would he, if you don't mind a follow-up question, if that's the case, how has he been able to live so long if he's been, well, playing fast and loose with something that is so integral to the stability of the empire?
He has only started doing it here. Whether he's been emboldened by the potential to win, or I cannot kill a man with the laws you have here. Home, I would have him dragged before my father, beaten, and sent to a slave camp. Spend the rest of his days mining.
And how much would that be worth to you?
His death? Oh,
Capture, death, depends on...
Are you offering me a service there, sir?
I know people who know people. You see this scar on my face? He kind of removes part of the covering and kind of shows it. I got that when I went into the wrong tavern to get a drink, and a particular individual didn't take kindly to that. Now, I'll admit I got a bit lucky, and I did for him. They didn't pull me away. A fair fight's a fair fight. But
especially if he was
as a result, well, as you know, not all rules are made equal, and neither are all races, depending on who's there. Point is, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could survive. I've been around long enough to be able to do that. A job is a job, and sometimes a job is just saying the right thing to the right person. Sure. Persuasion. Oh, thank God, 19.
Looks at you hard. Bring me his head and I'll pay you its weight in gold.
Oh!
I did not do this race for the wealth. I did it for the prestige and the honor of my family as the most prestigious breeders of the horses of Saisei.
And how do you seal a deal in Saisei? I mean no disrespect to your word or your clan. I'm asking because, by my own admission, I am largely ignorant of your customs.
I think I can trust your word here. Normally it would be a deal would be done with paperwork, but I want no trail. And I do not have tea here to have a formal tea ceremony as we discuss matters of business like this, matters of importance.
Indeed. He says, puts his hand out on the slab, and says, if you'd be so kind over mine, this won't take a moment.
His hand over yours, looking at you kind of wearily, kind of worryingly, raise a scaly eyebrow.
Gods of the desert, gods of the night, gods of all who see and know all, hear me. For those who recognize us kin by writ of mortality, know that a deal has been struck here. And should either party seek to behave in an unhanded manner, or to get one over on the other, as is their right, may they be punished by your wrath and given into your hands. So let it
He
be.
looks at you. He looks at you, leaves his hand there, and simply says, "Hello, witness."
Right. Well, that's a lot of talking, and I think we can stop for a brief water break, and possibly get back to it.
Yeah, let's all be standing around twiddling our thumbs. We can chat. We can play dice. We can. I've got a set of cards, I believe.
You'll have to
We
show
wait
me
to be
some of the
rescued.
games that. Yeah, show me some of the games that you have
He-
in Sisei. This is,
he
if nothing
starts-
else, a unique cultural exchange.
Yep. So he starts digging in his bag, brings out his card, and you guys settle down to basically wait. And we will leave you there, stuck
Well,
in the
that was
desert.
fun. The camera pans out, and you just hear, "We are a self-preservation society."
Oh, fucking hell.
Brilliant! Did you have to?
Hey, I've spent the last few weeks having life being incredibly difficult, and when life gets difficult, I get weird. So yeah,
I was going to say,
Loved it.
enough
Anyway.
said on that.
Or it would have been much worse if he started saying, whistling and singing, always looking the bright side of life.
so
True.
anyway,
Yep.
I've just realised it's about 1:45 midnight. We'll probably round it out there. I was going to head back to Kaplan and Malcolm.
Yeah,
But
I
I
was just
think
going to do
we'll
one
call it
thing
up
that
there.
will only take a couple
Yep.
of minutes, like
Okay.
a few seconds.
Okay, so we'll go back to the tailor shop.
I've
If he
got
finishes
one
it
thing I need to do.
fitting.
Yeah. I will approach. Is Kaplan still doing the outfitting for?
Before we go, Ed's got to go soon, don't you?
Yeah, within the next 20 minutes. I mean, in case things
Okay.
take much longer, I will just
Yeah.
briefly say. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, put a suggestion for a name and your vote for MVP in the out of character for me.
You got it.
But yeah, they're still doing the fitting.
Yep. No, Kitty's. Oh, it can be. Yeah, if you've gone straight back to where I left you, yeah, go for it.
I was just wondering if
Entirely up to you. If you're
Kaplan was
waiting,
still
if you're waiting till the fitting's done, that's fine. If you're to do it while the fitting's still going, you let me know what you're waiting for.
Yeah, he'll wait for Kaplan to finish up with her before he's going to approach him with.
Ash,
Kaplan, yes.
this is going to take 2 seconds. Denzin is going to recharge one of his second level spell slots with sorcery points, and that's 3. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3.
That's not a problem.
And he's got one of his second level spell slots back.
Denton's still waiting.
Yeah, that's fine.
You need to stop that, buddy. Text to speech thing, man. That is distracting as hell. At least during game. Sorry, Kaplan.
Kaplan is going to go about business, and when he's finished taking the measurements, when he's finished taking measurements, he's going to say to Kitty, he's going to say when he's finished taking measurements, he's going to talk to Kitty about what style she wants, show him a few drawings, and then say, would you like me to send some samples to where you were some fabric samples to where you're staying? Would you like?
Oh, that would be fantastic, sir. You know the in that you were there, sort of misleading my brother at. That is where I'm accommodated, sir.
Tote, or whatever it is.
Golden tote, yeah.
Kaplan laughs. Kaplan laughs at that little at the misleading his brother thing lightheartedly, and says, "Very, very well."
I look forward to it. Turning of the one. Yes. Anyway, there we go. I will leave you to it. I really appreciate that, and I look forward to the new outfits.
Well, have a good day then, lady.
You too, sir. And best of luck in any of all of your endeavours.
You.
And she leaves. Has a brief communication with Jeffrey. Pays for the dresses up front. And leaves.
So
Well,
Malcolm,
it's probably about $1,000 she spends on dresses and whatnot towards the shop.
Wow.
Malcolm turns to Kaplan and says, "I've had from some sources. I've had some names handed to me that we could investigate and look into about these about this poison." Yeah, tells him about there's apparently an elf and a kobold down. We can question and get some answers to see if we can get the source of find out where the source of these poisons coming from. I think we should look it up.
Yes. I'm thinking as the rug was not 100% in Jeffrey's caliber, we should is it possible you can talk to other mages in the castle on the official as an official investigation?
Yes, we can get around to that as well, but I think maybe focusing on these on this poison and following that trail is more important currently.
Boop, 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 boop.
Sorry, I'm writing shit down.
And
Good luck with that, lads.
I was just telling Asher in DM earlier after Denzin's whole interaction there. I DM'd Asher like, and a note crumbles to dust in Malcolm's pocket.
Yep. I'm just curious to see where this is going to go.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys doing? Are you going to head down to the caravanserai?
Yeah, I mean we can start wrapping things up there, but yeah, I think that will be the next step. Is
Okay.
Malcolm gonna head towards the caravan?
Make a note of what your intents are for the rest of the session, Danny. Jadis.
Yep.
Fitting session.
Yep.
Play and dress up.
Yep.
Go through all of the outfits. Few alterations have to be made to Serene's outfit, but overall, looks stunning on her. And she is very happy with what you've done costume-wise and the performance. Is there anything else you wanted to do end of session?
What time of day is it now?
At this,
after all
about
of this?
midday-ish. It's all heading into the same sort of period where Colwyn has been stranded in the middle of the desert by one of the great desert worms.
Yep. Right. We need to get this taken for alterations. Best to do now before everything shuts up, and then I can show you the lights.
Okay, so you
To
are
be
heading
better
to
of an evening.
the Silken Dreams, yeah?
Yeah.
So off you trot, leaving Daisy in charge, confident that the guards are doing their job. They've been doing an amazing job protecting the place. And there are 8 of them there to sort of lend a bit of muscle and keep it safe.
Excellent.
You come in to see a slight man, lean, tall, wide-frame glasses, reading a book. Oh, greetings, lady. How may we help you?
We are just after a minor alteration of costume for our newest dancer.
Oh,
She will be joining us
fantastic.
in performance.
Fantastic. I'll see if the must-tell is available. I believe he's just finished with a lady. But Jeffrey pokes his head in. Mr. Cap... Sir, we've got a tabaxi here asking for some assistance with some alterations.
And at that, Captain says, one moment, please. I do have to maintain the appearance of business. If you need to go, go. But yeah.
Raiders. You hear a very soft step and a gasp behind you.
I take a look back.
You see the tabaxi move snow with several of the guards there.
Of course, this would happen the moment I leave camp.
She's
She
staring
ignores
at you, then shakes her head, comes up to speak to Jeffrey. I need to get some work done, sir, if that's possible. I'll come back at another time if you'd like. We'll see you about booking and arranging a schedule. It's been a very busy day. I'll see if we can fit you in this afternoon. So that I can make a booking for you tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'll be fine. Yes. Gives Jadis a look. He goes, yeah, tomorrow morning I'll come back. And looks out, and she has this extremely haunted look on her face and confused. And almost like no, I'm seeing things. Can't possibly be.
completely ignores.
Two strange cats in a room, and it's just like, nope.
That sounds that tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it
actually
is.
freaking strange. Hey, minding my own business.
Just
strange.
Alright, so it was the other Tabaxi delegation which came up behind them, yeah?
It was a Withering Spine Tabaxi delegation, yes.
Alright. Yep, just double checking.
And Jadis noped out of any attempt at communication with her long lost sister. And her sister went nope as well. This is too weird.
Oh, said sister doesn't know that she's her sister.
Yeah. It's like she saw a ghost of possibility. And went, no, not possible. She's dead. But it did throw her enough that she went, no, I'll gladly make that appointment for tomorrow.
I believe Jeffrey would have also offered a home consultation. But yeah.
That's she quite literally did it and then went as soon as she could, basically.
Like she'd seen a ghost.
Yeah, pretty much. Kaplan, you come out to see a taxi woman leaving with several guards. and Jada's standing there with a half-elven woman.
We meet again.
Jadis, how are you today?
I am out of camp. Feels good to stretch. My companion here will be joining us in the dance. I have a costume spare, but needs a few alterations. She is different body type to previous.
You turn to see this woman, raven dark hair, brown eyes, pale, slender. She is the kind of woman that basically would have been created by a man. A vision of what they'd want if a man could create a woman.
Malcolm steps out and slowly blood starts trickling down his nose.
And Jay says, and is this going to be the lovely magical fabric from Side
Yes.
Oh well.
I know exactly who she looks like.
Oh?
Liv Taylor, as
Yes.
the last who played Arwen from Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Liv Tyler.
That's the best way I can describe Soren. She looks like a woman that's been designed by a man.
Got you.
You know, to a man, what would appeal, basically.
The prototypical.
Almost too pretty.
Yeah.
Almost too pretty.
Got you.
Which, let's be honest, describes Liv to a T.
Well, a younger Liv, yeah.
A younger Liv. Oh no, she's still actually quite pretty.
She was never my favourite, but yeah, I can see why a lot of people went for her. But there you go.
And
anyway, moving on.
The Miles is most definitely it is the fabric, yes. I believe it was sourced from the Crownsman.
Yes.
That's great expense.
Yes. Yes. As far as that, I'm aware of the great cost of this fabric. I have a bolt of myself. I have a bolt of myself back in Southside. It was far too expensive to bring on this journey, mind you.
Understandable. Well, let's get this fitting done.
Yep, and Kaplan gestures the elven lady in.
And
Janice is just going to wait outside.
As the fitting happens, she smiles, and whatever conversation you want passes. But she's just a dancer. As you're fitting her, she starts humming absently. The two lads in there, Malcolm, G, won't recognise it, but she is humming the tune of The Scoundrel of Somerford.
I wonder who came up with that one.
And that's where we'll leave the session.
Cool. Great way to end.
Yeah.
Malcolm just stands there and starts fanning his face with his hand, like, is it getting warmer in here?
Yeah. Oh, just before it happens, Ed. Awesome today. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You're very welcome. Yeah. Allergic to the ground. It's not, I don't have to go far, but I'd prefer to have the whole thing. And yeah, it's good shit.
Yep.
It was.
Whereas, man, I've got your suggestions there.
Yeah.
You need to dart.
I love it. I love that name.
Haven't since I've got Colwyn's here. We'll start going from Colwyn down. Denzin.
Now my MVP is Jadis for that entire thing. I loved everybody's sort of interactions today, particularly Colwyn's and Jadis's, but no, that entire thing had me. You probably heard me in the background.
Oh, we did. It wasn't in the background.
I couldn't help it. It was so well
it
done.
wasn't in the background.
It was just so well done. I mean, I know you may have had some good back and forth, Ash, but no, that one took the biscuit. That was phenomenal.
There was a lot of subtext there. It was great.
It was phenomenal.
I had to bite my tongue a couple of times to do that, not to blur it out.
I couldn't. Well, I moved away from the mic as much as I could whilst I was laughing.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of background between Soreen and Jadis. He's one of her tutors.
Well, exactly. But no, that was particularly the bit where the guy she chucked him in the bay twice and he kept on coming back. He thought it was foreplay. That was I was gone completely at that point. It was phenomenal.
It's so much.
You've seen it in various sort of like kind of shows and TV and all of this. So that one guy that no matter how many times you say no and no matter how many times you reject him in the most obvious way, he still think it's actually a come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dickhead, in other words. But no, it was fantastically well done. You two played it to perfection, and yeah, I mean, 10 out of 10 for Ash for today. But yeah, Vanny, that was just the comebacks and stuff, just totally on point. Loved it, and I love Zed's session name. I'm putting my vote towards Turning of the Worm because I like the sort of double entendre and the, yeah, love it. Move on.
Righto. That'll be a G Kaplan next.
I have to give props to Nord for the original conversation between Jack and Denton.
Yes.
I mean, that was amazing, and that was clinching my vote for MVP initially. The conversation which Vanny had, but I have to give it to the dishonourable mention I'm giving to Colwyn for coming onto a dragonborn in a cave.
Suggesting. Yeah. Honestly, in terms of many bits of adult entertainment, that's still not the worst plot I've seen.
No.
They're just worried about how big their worm is. Anyway, Jadis.
I am giving mine to Colin because propositioning a Dragonborn twice over, once for a card game and another for an assassination, yes.
Yeah.
Got your official seal of approval there.
Oh god, definitely. As for session name, I am gonna go I don't know on this one. My initial thought was Serpents in the Sand. That's probably a bit too on point.
Too good.
No, I'll go with Turning of the Worm. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, it is. That one's really old. Yeah.
Malcolm, Auto.
Turning of the Worm. I agree to that.
Yeah. That's unanimous then.
Yeah, and Vanny. It's gotta be you. I fucking loved listening to that bantering. That was great.
I really was shocked, Nod, that you weren't falling about like I was. I don't know how
I
you kept it
nearly
in.
did. I had to mute my mic a couple of times, and I was biting my tongue. That was fucking great.
So basically, Jadis with her is by a landslide. There was no one that voted for anyone other than Jadis having to vote for someone not herself, and unanimous on turning of the worm.
Yeah, and also an
To be
honorable
fair-
mention.
I actually voted for him, but hey, it worked out.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Denzin for pretty much wiping out my next big lead as an investigator.
That was great.
Oops.
Whoops.
He has his orders.
Yep. Yeah, he operates a bit differently to you guys.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, I was really pissed off. It wasn't trapped.
I
Yeah,
was
saw that.
disappointed with that he didn't go out the roof of the caravan. But anyway, I loved everybody's contribution actually. But I thought Jadis and Ed were, those were great conversations. And
yeah,
but yeah, Vanny just pipped it. It was just so good. It was so rapid fire. It was phenomenal.
I had to make up for my lack of appearance last week.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, to be fair, Jadis has been waiting on someone to come and replace her for a long time.
Yeah.
And also, Ed, I did love those prayers of yours as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Good.
Oh, practice makes perfect. And
can I just say that was an absolute pearl of a session?
Yeah,
props to Jadis and Colwyn especially.
And props to yourself, Ash.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, the man without which this would not be possible.
But yeah,
Also,
all of you, everybody had really good interactions. I thought
it was a really good session.
Thing. Yeah,
Tenzin with his stealth assassin mission. That was great. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for that. Everyone, glad you could join us if you did. Love the way these guys role play, and it just keeps getting better from week to week. That was a really great session, and we will probably wind it up there. Majority of us will be back next week, if not all. And we'll go from there, starting off with the caravan, the desert, the fitting room.
Mm-hmm. And that's the title of next week's episode. The Lion, the Witch, and the... Anyway.
The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe?
That's the one.
Are we ready for a count out, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll put it out there.
Guys, get and everyone, goodbye. 5.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye.